Welcome to the Siddha Vetha webinar series. So today I wanted to really make you think about some important questions, like 18 important questions, right? And you can ask yourself, can ask these questions. So I can give you examples of some important questions, and then you can ask me some questions that you have. It's important for life. So let's start with some introspections. An introspection to see, we have entered into this life and we are engaged in life and we have problems in life, and we think that solving the problem is life. That's what is happening. Like solving problem is life, solving problems. We are stuck into that. We think, for example, you have a problem called energy deficiency. So you get hunger and you are running for food. So is this life? That's my first question. So you note down. So you have to answer me. These questions are for you, and you can ask me questions. Is life there to solve problem? Is life just solving problem? Is that the definition of life? Solving a problem is the definition of life. Number one. Why? Why not? If it is yes, you can tell me. So I'm going to go for this is question number 1. So we have 18 questions. I want all of you to participate. I just randomly chose 18 questions. So I want all of you to participate in this. So question number 1 is about, what is this about? Whether solving a problem is what we have come for in this world. We came to this world to solve a problem. And is that the definition of life? So somebody says, Shanu says, maybe. So if it is a maybe, or if it is yes, if it is no, we have another question. If it is yes, I have another question. If solving his problem is not life, then obvious what is life. If it is maybe, then there is a yes possibility. Or maybe there is doubting. Right? If it is yes, will life end? So that means, will the problem be solved? Can we really solve problems? in this life can we really solve problems? So I had people have experiences. I have a problem. I have a back pain and all these things. I did some yoga, asanas and everything. I solved my problem now. Or I took medicines. My problem is solved. So are we really solving that problem, and are we expecting that no problem should come? Or are we ready? We are always expecting that problems will come in life. Are there people here who wanted to say, I don't want any problem in life. I don't want to have problem in life. Or there are two ways. What is positive thinking? Whether to accept the problems in life or you don't want any problems in life. Which one is positive? This is the question. So I'm asking you a question. So what's happened? Something weird happened. Okay. Mr. Gangadharan, you need to exit. You're trying to share some screen or something, to come out of this. Okay. So the real question would be, Mr. Gangadharan, are you trying to share something? Okay. Share. So do you think that we will have a life without problems? So I'm asking you, what is positive thinking? Thinking that we should not have problems or accepting the problems? How many of you, let's see what your answer is. How many of you think that we will have problems in life, we won't accept? Is that positive thinking? Or I should not have any problem? Which one is positive thinking? Example I will tell you. So I'm worried that my beard is getting white, right? My gray hair is growing up. Should I accept that? Or should I fight against what is gray hair? I'm going to be positive, think I'm going to change my life. Which one is positive? So I wanted to know from you.
Accept
what is positive thinking?
Accept you have a gray hair, and as we all age, and move on.
So you accept death also. You accept everything. You accept everything we get, and then what is life is to accept everything. Life is to, like, we cannot do, there is no free will, we cannot change anything. Now you can say this, I'm just, for other people also I will have answer.
Yeah.
Both I will go against only.
Yeah. Death is something we don't know, so that's why we all scared. It's very hard to accept that, but other thing in life,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, don't even go to extent of death. Okay, so I'm just giving an example of death. But right now, our idea, when I'm asking what is positive thinking, this is another question for life. Is positive thinking accepting things they are, or fighting fighting against it?
It's
Which one is positive thinking?
it's mixed. Sometimes it depends. You can fight things that you had to fight for. You had to fight. Accept. When we can't do anything, just accept. So it's mixture of everything. Anyway, life. Challenging.
Okay.
We can resolve.
That's it.
Sometimes we can't resolve. Just accept. That is positive.
Definitely, why you're a politician now, I know, Kamalaji.
Am I bluffing?
Right? No, lawyers, politicians, they will have to have solutions. They accept that this both. That's how you can be a politician and lawyer. But I don't have answer either. I'm just keeping it. It's not that I have answer. We are just exploring things. So these questions, these are only for questions. See, I'm asking, putting only questions here. He's not trying to answer, but I'm trying to see what you are saying, because every time when you say, I will put another question for that. There is a question for all your answers. It's not that there is an answer for all questions. For all your answers, there is a question. Yes.
Well, there's a saying that, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. So basically, there are things that you have to accept that you cannot change. There are things that you can change, and you have to know the difference, so that you won't be in a conflict all the time.
Okay. How many of you believe that everything in this life,
Sai Baba saying,
there is something called what you call? There is a saying. I'll give you this saying. Impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. How many of you believe in this? Impossible is a word in Fool's Dictionary. And is this a positive thinking or a negative thinking?
negative thinking.
So it is negative, saying that
Yes.
impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. So that
Anything
means what
is
it says is possibility. Everything is possible, right? See, impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary means everything is possible. But is that the truth? Is it saying truth? Is everything possible? That's my question.
almost.
See, that's where. Then now only Mohan was talking about, Mohanji was telling some things we can do, something we cannot do. Right? So think about, like what is possible, what is not possible.
Isn't that based on your capabilities, doctor? I mean, like what is possible for someone may not be possible for me. There's something possible for.
So let's. I will give another saying for this. Every soul is potentially divine. Every soul is. How many of you believe that every soul is capable of? If one person is able to do something in this universe, every other person in this universe will have the capability. How many of you believe? And which one is positive? Whether thinking this way or thinking that I cannot do. Which one is positive?
Yeah, it's possible for everybody.
I disagree. It's like everyone has their own potential, not necessarily everyone have the same capacity, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Say, oh, that's a good one. So you're saying that everybody have a different capacity, but are they using their full potential? The question is everybody using their full potential?
Yeah, So everyone has their own potential, but that I'm not sure, like not everybody is using 100% of their potential. Yeah.
So, but there is a possibility to use the potential, right?
Mm.
So
Yes.
when we say capacity is kind of like a talent or something like that. But that's very, somebody can lift something and somebody very thin, you may not be able to lift the same thing. You have to have a build, right? But in order to get there is some way, at one point, maybe it is possible at a later time of life, maybe doing some strategy, right? In ordinary sense. But here, potentially divine means like if somebody has got enlightenment, everybody in this universe can do it. So here, what I want you to see is that I'm trying to write a book. I've been trying to publish this book. So I have a problem here. Every day I try to do this, add on something to that book. After a few days, I see I have to change a lot. How many of you have this experience? Like you feel that you wrote something and now it feels like very old. I could have written this better. How many of you have that feeling? Or you have a book already, you published some book, and now you're looking like, oh, this is like old material. I feel, this is nothing. I'm now advanced. I think different. How many of you regret that your past was like very, very bad, Past was, you are not good in the past. Right now you're matured. And then after some days, you feel whatever you're thinking right now is wrong. How many of you they have the feeling? How many of you
Yes.
have a feeling that you are perfect? How many of you are like, oh, I am perfect always. Always I have been perfect. My past was completely perfect. And my future also is perfect. You can.
I hope I can't say, because perfection can be achieved in due course, but it is due to the circumstances and also family setup and every environment also, I feel.
You give me an example of perfection, sir. Give me a very materialistic example, for example.
Yes. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to attend the book released by Dr. P.K. Sivaraman about the stress life in Tamil, in Tamil University. Actually, he has established so many things. I was wondering, he has heavy duty. He's a neurologist. He was a former dean of the Medical College University. And also, apart from this all of the pressure of work, he has done a very good job. This opportunity, I was wondering how he got it. But people like me, having plenty of time, plenty of work, but we are unable to do it. That is, perfection depends upon the virtue of a God, I think. I don't know if my answer is correct or not.
No, you have your opinion. That's all. No
Yes,
answer.
yes.
All are opinions.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so now I will tell you. I will tell my perspective. It's a perspective one. Nothing is right or wrong. Imperfection. God is imperfect. Why God is imperfect? Because you cannot have something perfect, and if there was imperfection from somewhere else, then some other power is there other than God. Imperfection He is part of God. But imperfection is not imperfection because it's only our thinking. We think it is imperfection. Say, I'll give you an example. So you're making a dosa batter. Okay. Dosa didn't come out good in a perfect shape. Is this imperfection? What is perfect shape? Who defined perfect shape? Who created the first dosa in a circular shape? So these are some of the questions. So is this person who did a little kind of different dosa not perfect because some previous person defined that this is perfection? Yeah. So what is real perfection? Is there like I present PowerPoint and I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to make mistakes with my English. So if I make mistakes with my English, it is imperfection. But if I am really nice in English, thoroughly, it is perfection. So who defines language? Who defined that a particular language should be like this? So this is perfect and this is imperfect. Who created those rules? Is it real? Is perfection and imperfection real? So I want to think both ways because this is for questions. This is not for answers. They're introspecting to see, how human beings can be, drawn into all these things because, we make mistakes because we are expecting perfection in the world. You have to come on time. So people, if they don't come on time, some people get angry. And people who, they have their reasons why they didn't come on time. What could be reason? Why didn't you come to the office in the right time? What's happening every day? So every day my son is crying. When I'm leaving, that's the time he will have a little time there. He wanted to play with me. I have only 5 minutes. You're an unprofessional person. To whom is unprofessional? To the corporate. Is he professional to his family? He is professional to his son. So the professionalism or perfection is just a definition. We think that this is perfect, but that's not true. Overall, if you look at, we are not looking at the overall picture. If you delay like 5 minutes, you're not professional. You have to come on time. Okay, I'm coming on time. That's good. I'm real person. I'm a real person. I have real problems. I'm not a time machine. I have real issues. My dosa didn't come out good. If I don't, eat the dosa, I will suffer. I have only one thing. It will take another 5 minutes. Real problems. Real problems are there. But then every day I give the reason. Every day if I give the reason, then the other side of the problem is there. See the coin, how nature is designed this. We are not looking into the other side. Overall perspective. That's called compound effect of something versus linear effect. So today our brains, we have trained to think linearly. Think in a very straight line way. What is the reason? Why are you coming here? Why are you late? Give one reason why are you late. There's no one reason I am late. I have many things. I have my own psychological problem. If I meditate for 5 minutes, I can do well. I don't have to be on time. Within the time I can do 1 hour job that I can do, I can finish in 10 minutes. But I chose that opportunity. So trust me. So corporates are not designed, they are not relying, they are not believing in people. Believing in the potential, believing in the potential of the person. Why are you thinking about time or something? Believing in yourself. Right? How do you take it? You think that this person will cheat, then so the perspective, what we put into human beings put into perspective becomes systems, and we follow such systems, and every system fails. Every system, every education system, every corporate system, they have their own negative aspect put into that. And we believe that that's the truth. We are trained into that falsehood and thinking that this is the truth. This is how we have to live. This is how we have to do things. So coming out of this system completely and looking from 360 perspective, there are many things that we will find. Everything has a purpose. Everything in this universe, there's nothing called imperfection. You are going to learn, you shouted at somebody, that's not imperfection. That happened. And then later on you felt bad. But that also happened, you couldn't stop that. It's okay. You don't have to be really perfect, showing that you're always good. Yes, anger happens. Absolutely. You accept anger. Accept it. But do I have to really be angry? Again, you have to really continue on this anger. So that is something you have to think. So each time you have to think that not from a linear perspective, why this is happening, why the whole thing is happening. So at one, I will give an example of, say you have this real stories, I'm talking about. So there is the father had 2 children, so one of the brothers, they all like almost twin age. So as they are growing up, the first child was neglected because they didn't have time, very short time gap. So they focused on the second one very quickly. So the first child felt there is something going on, so he is into his own problem. And as the father got old, he found that the second child is very smart, he is doing better financially and other things, and he was always insisting that the second child would help the first person, his brother. But then the second child found that his brother is doing all kind of nonsense things, spending money, doesn't have control, he's drinking, all these habits. So now his father is in a deathbed. So they are asking, the question is, the dad thinks that is this, problem will be solved, because his thinking was like, oh, I did mistake when I was a little small baby, I didn't. He realizes dad, but he cannot do anything. He couldn't help. He knows that his mistake was his raising the kid. But he knows that the second one is smart and he could help. But now the second one has a family and he thinks that, it's going beyond, all this thing is there. He saw that there's no discipline, his brother and everything. Now both of them wanted to serve the father. But what would be a solution for the second one? Should the second one cut the relationship, because he's spending a lot of things and unwantedly alcoholic. Should he carry this with him to solve the problem or come out of this problem? So this question for you. Should he just, his elder brother is not trying to change or anything, because his father tried for a long time. This is a headache for the family. So what should this brother do? Should he give up, and lead a peaceful life? Or you will be entangled in this whole kind of thing again and again, have the losses. You give money, this money is gone, right? Try to get a job is gone in a few days. You spell a file name, everything happens. But what would you do? This kind of situation. What would you do as a second child? If you were the second child of your father, what would you do? Will you help your brother, or will you cut down so you can live peacefully? How can you be peaceful? Can you chat? So Shanu says, I'll help my brother to be a very good sister. How many of you help your brother? How many of you today many of you have this situation? You know that. And you will be thinking, brothers, sisters are different. People even fight with their mother's own mother, they don't talk. I've seen families. How long will you help your brother? If you're helping your brother, how long, how much? How much of a loss can you take? You know that it's going to loss, big loss. They're investing in business or something that's not going to work. You know that. How much can you? What is the help? When you're talking about help, what is the help? How do you see this situation? Do you see this as like God has given a curse to you, or God has given a chance to you? Are you thinking the negative aspect of your brother, or are you thinking the positive aspect of you, who can solve this problem, who has the capability to take it? So which one is that? There are two ways. The pitta cut. Pitta cut is like cutting them off. Don't talk to them. Be peaceful. This kind of people. Be peaceful. We'll be with us. Their friend be with friend. We'll be this one. Or looking at what you have, what is your capacity. Instead of thinking the other brother is a problem, instead see you as a problem solver. You can solve any kind of problems. You can take it bigger. So which one? Cutting down will solve a problem, or making yourself, expanding yourself, looking at a full capacity? So think, because we all have these kind of situations in life, and we would have narrowed down. It could be our brother, it could be sister, it could be some far relationship. People change. Everybody change. They are not permanent. You think that everybody is like, permanently stuck into some habit there. Psychology is going to be, we see that at a young age, one person was like this. And then we fix that this person only will be like this whole life. But think about yourself. What you thought few years ago was completely wrong. You're such a new person. You're totally a new person right now. Right? Your thinking was different. Earlier, your perspective was different. Totally. Now everything changed. A new perspective. You have a new perspective about life. You are not the same as before. Will it be the same for other person? They would have changed, but we wouldn't have known that they have changed. We are thinking that they are the same old thing. So removing perspectives is very important. Do not, that moment, do not get engaged. Is my perspective. It's also my perspective. Not getting engaged, not getting, you can say it's a judgmental or whatever it is. Being judgmental, you see that moment. You can do psychology and analysis is different. But do not think that the person will be the same throughout life. It's not true. Everybody will have different experience. Even a person goes to jail, he may be a transformed soul after some time. We don't know. But our perspective is, oh, this person, he did a murder sometime and it's a very dangerous person. No, he would have felt so bad. He got this punishment. You don't know why he did. He wanted to help people now. He want to save lives. He want to do something. He has gone deeper. He has gone deeper inside. So the perspective should, we should change. You never fix anything. Yeah. So we have a soul contract. We cannot avoid looking at capacity. Personal experience where my brother is a changed person, is like a living saint now. Yes. So that is what, there are siblings or any relationship, you would have thought of divorcing the person. And after few days, I have seen cases, I solved problems after divorce. People got connected. We thought bad about this person. We thought this person is bad whole life, and it's thought we compared with other spouses. We thought what if I had a spouse like this? It would have been better and better. And then you after a divorce you had another wife, and then you have a bigger problem. You know that this is not because of you, the other person. It's you. You are the problem. So that reflection you will be seeing only later. Oh, it's my problem. It's not the other person. I didn't change my perspective. It's going to be like this only. Everybody is going to have a problem. Everybody in this universe, they come up with some problem because that is the character. That's not a problem. But I think it's a problem because that's now against my rules, against my perspective. Whole world is like that. So if you think a little deeper, even getting into like deeper divorce and everything, we can try to see how we can change our perspective. See what is needed. If the person is giving trouble, that means there is need for them. They are looking for something very deeper. We have to still give them more love, more compassion. So when that is not given, it's not enough, then only the problem comes. So we need to talk and resolve. Dialogues, conscious dialogues are very, very important. Okama is here, so she knows about conscious dialogues, expertise. So conscious dialogues are very, very important for family relationship. Whole planet, whole universe, we need this only. Every system, without having this perspective that accepting other person will be possible only, we know that everybody will be different. accepting that everyone is different, and that difference is only our perspective. With this, if you are working, then you can actually co-realize. Co-realize is that your first, this is the worship of God, I can say. Worship of God, worship of consciousness, to accept the consciousness, because he was developed, the other person, he or she was from God. So God made things. You didn't make them. Right? So you only can change yourself. You cannot change others. You make your changes and they see and they change. It's not even your responsibility to make them understand this is wrong. It is also not needed. People may be wrong and you want to teach them a lesson. You want to make sure that they feel that it's wrong. But that is also not required. Lesson will come to them automatically, because nature, which is taking care of everything, knows which time they have to give a lesson. So the only way that we can live life is to be our own self. Is the only thing possible. Being our own self is to solve your own problems that are related to the mind. You try to help, definitely you will try to help. Solve your own problems so that you don't have conflicts. Don't carry conflicts. Small conflicts. See, there are big systems we can conflict. We can get into big systems, we think broader and we'll into conflict. So we had organized a conference. The conference is about bringing all the species, considering all the species as a human being, like. And everybody was talking about, plants, animals, we should love each other. Then we had a panel discussion. Two people fought. Very hot words. Argued. Said, this is not the one. That's the thing, you're lying. This is not the thing. It's not the right thing. Hate was shown. You're not the person, this is not the. So hate completely. So what happened is, see, you may be thinking that you're really loving the whole planet, whole universe, but your habit took over everything. Just reflect that you're lying. So it's a very hard thing, you cannot say that what we are following, we cannot, with whatever we are following, we shouldn't think that we are perfect. Number one. That's an ego. Thinking that we are perfect is an ego. Okay. I'm not saying, we are completely be inferior. Say I am imperfect. You should have the confidence. Whatever you want to do, you should have the confidence. But thinking that completely you are perfect, it's a problem. That's why Madhyama comes. Buddhism. See, in the middle, detached attachment. Now this, both are extremes. Both extremes are a problem. Thinking big is problem. Thinking small is problem. Be yourself. So that the center, looking at the center, is a very important part of that. So our life should always ask questions in a 360 degree. So these 18 questions, I would have probably asked many questions right now. But you can ask questions. So don't think that every question should have an answer. Otherwise, you can on the other hand think that every answer has a question, has an additional question. You never end. Every answer will have another question. You go further, there will be one question left. And that question will be solved only we do not exist. So one question will always be there. So whatever we are arguing, whatever we are debating, however we are trying to find the truth, with this physical body, the existence of this physical body, and this mind, and this life force, we will be only ending up, in not answering one question. That question will be, see, that's like you are going deeper into, say, for example, you have a question about how the universe evolved. Then you're going very deeper. Oh, okay, let's talk, how the beginning of the universe came. And there were vibrations in space, and energy particles came from space. And then you are going into, then the energy particles rotate like this. And you solve this problem. Oh, very good answers. Very good. Amazing. Your logic, what you're talking is amazing. All logic looks good. Everything. Pretty logic, like beautifully explained. Like how ancient cell biology, ancient femtobiology, neurobiology, this is the nadi, this is how it operates. Everything is good. Amazing. How detailed it is. But then still I have a question. I'm left with one question. Whatever you answer, I will be left with one question. However good you are a yogi or big person, you are the best yogi in the world, you cannot answer one question for me, buddy. That is life. That one question unanswered is called life. That's the final question. So, don't think logic will solve the problems, or finding answer for all questions will solve the problems. Because the finding answer for all the questions, there's nothing like that. Nothing. Because questions are only thoughts. Again and again, you have one logic, another logic will beat. And the evolve, as time evolves, this old logic and all becomes very obsolete. You will have new logic. Oh, what is this old textbook? Now I have a new way of looking at it. I am presenting this in a modern way. All this old knowledge is crap. I am like really into modern kind of thing, and I can explain very well with people. Yes, that's okay. Tomorrow your children will not. This is old knowledge. What you thought is old knowledge. It's all crap. New knowledge took over. It's a never-ending process. Try to go to the old. It's gone. The old, your dead time. Your time is dead. So evolving with the time. Evolving with time. Very important. Being in that present moment is the only life. Life is to be in that present moment. That's only life. Nothing else. So you can, if you have any questions now, you still have questions, and you think I will answer all the questions. It's useless. So that, I want you to realize that it is useless at some point to ask questions. It's you understanding that there is, the questions all will subside at that point where you understand truth. No more questions. But you cannot stop these questions also. We'll definitely ask. Ask more and more and more. And as I told you, one question is always, and that is life. That question doesn't exist, life will not exist. So life is only the quest to find that one final question. I'm not talking about God or anything. I'm only plainly talking about one question. That's all. Not even talking about God here. I'm talking about that one question that you will have as a doubt. You will be asking, okay, I got the answer for this answer, and then you keep going deeper, 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 and at one point, you no more have a guru. So maybe that means you have to find the answer. Give me a second, my phone. Okay. So right now, anybody, any comments? You're welcome.
Doctor, you talked about co-realizing. Could you explain what co-realizing is?
So co-realizing, see, I wanted to have a university, for example. I'll give you an example from bigger perspective. So all university, I wanted to have an ancient university. Okay. I wanted to have a university where we can teach yoga, we can teach marma, ancient martial arts, Carnatic music, all our ancient traditional knowledge, for example. And also from different culture, different traditions across the world who have valuable information. It all should come in one bigger culture. So here, one umbrella. So co-realization is a method where we can all talk instead of you creating something, reinventing wheel. You can talk to people and make them understand that we all are the same. You have a great vision, accepting them, that their vision is great, then showing that I am great. See, usually we have this tendency that I have so much knowledge and I am the boss and you all listen to me. It's a different thing. But now I am talking about listening. You accept people, listen to them. See what they are saying, what they have. You have a vision, different kind of vision. See in a circle there is something called intersection. In two circles, you have learned about union, intersection and all. There's a center point, the sweet spot. You can have a number of circles, but there is a sweet spot where you all can be on that spot. So that is soul consciousness. Looking at the great soul in that person, you can bind to them. Full integrity. There should not be any doubt. Not like a business relationship. Unless they have business, they will have money. You should trust them. You can trust them. You should feel that the integrity, that transparency should be there. Truth should be there. Then you can co-realize. You should completely believe in the person. Even if they do mistake, we take it, we say, this is a mistake, we'll work on it further. We give them chance. And then we co-realize. At a certain point, you bring all these people together as a team, that co-consciousness, the co-creator consciousness, the collective consciousness, that is very highly godly, very divine. And that divinity only can transform the world. Individuals cannot transform. Individuals can only create ego. You can create like a ashram, or you can create like a nation, countries, but you all are limited. Countries are limited. Say I am best country in the world, and you make everybody feel poor and all, so that you can be great. Or you have like, oh, I am the best guru, I have all the knowledge. You have the knowledge, everything is fine, but What about other people's knowledge? You can market and everything. And co-realizing is understanding the equal value of people. They are equally empowering people, empowering institutions together. Let's jointly grow. You have amazing, valuable programs. Well, let's do together. So that's our goal. So in a smaller scale, it starts at family. It starts at, because if you're not convinced with the family, you're looking at your family members, how you make friendship, how you relate with people. That only will take you to higher levels of looking into institution level. Because a lot of things, working with the institute is not easy. We need to have the right kind of people there. So the whole co-realization itself is a teaching. It takes a longer time. We should take a longer time to teach the co-realization, like a teamwork, without with complete integrity. If you are able to teach that, that's level 1. Then only other things we should do. Then joint programs and other things. So that is what you should be doing as a teamwork in a very small institute. If you're doing as a team leader or something like that, trusting people, making them believe they should not be scared about, whether this is my deadline, giving them simply giving them deadlines, stressful life. Instead, trust them and give them little work, make them happy. They will give you lot of their output will be lot. So co-realization is not just applied to a bigger bodies like an institute, what I am envisioning. It could be on a little level, small level, where you're working in the office or home, where you can co-realize your wife or husband, your spouse. You can co-realize with your spouse, seeing what they are bringing in. Okay, she's not going to be same like me. She's very different. She doesn't like to play tennis. She likes to watch Facebook. She doesn't like to, eat particular type of food that I'm liking. That is her strength. So what I don't have, those capabilities are with her, and therefore we can co-realize. We can be the best in this world. How we can, be the best life partners in life. It's a co-realization. So it should start at a family level, right? So therefore, we are now organizing this conference worldwide. We had a conference back in India, where we tried to bring all these organizations together to co-realize. To some extent, it's very difficult for some cultures to understand this, because we are trained in a certain way, hierarchy way, hierarchy way, like you are a leader and I am less, I will listen to you. That hierarchy level is still there in many countries. So it's very difficult to remove that. But slowly we need to come out of this, looking at person as equal, but at the same time respecting each other. Mutual respect. So we are doing a conference this time in Dubai, where all countries are representing. So here we have Okama here, which is bringing a group of people from Nigeria. We have people from Japan. They'll be coming, Taiwan. People from Taiwan are coming. And of course, it's happening in Middle East. So we have different traditions coming across the world. I'm inviting some Native Americans now. Yeah. And we have like Thodas, Badagas, Iralas, all these people native in India. They have like the Native Americans. There are people in indigenous tribes. Bring them. We're going to have program. Be empowering indigenous tribes. The whole concept to empower them, empower organization, empowering getting mutual respect. Diversity. All cultures should be there, having mutual respect. respect their soul, teach the best. You take the good from them, you give the good. So today what is happening, all the bad thing, for example, a movie, they may be doing the bad co-realization. What they're doing, they're taking bad, in Indian movies, say for example, you take the bad from the West and bad from the East, put together and you form as a movie. So we want to do the reverse. You can make a movie taking the best qualities of the West, best quality of the East, and putting together, making the change. So every culture, every tradition has the good ones and the bad qualities. Take the best out of the culture, invaluable traditions, because every culture came from consciousness. There is only one consciousness that become everything. So that mutual respect, Anmaneya Urunga, we say, okay, Anmaneyam, call it in Tamil, right? Looking from a soul perspective, because everything is that life force. Everything is from that consciousness. Everybody, every being, that respect, that is called realization. So we want to have this huge conference, different traditions presenting. Conscious food will be served all the 6 days starting in November 15th. I can probably share some slide if you want. So it's a very small slide, but we have the program is big. Okay, so let me fill out the slide, but the program is bigger than, because we are right now we will be expanding that. I will give you a short version of Holistic Wellbeing Conference. Actually, it is from 15th to 17th is the expo happening. So we're going to have a conference, an expo, like, well, all the display, products will be displayed from ancient Ayurveda, Siddha, ancient traditional foods, everything, products, very natural, sustainable products will be displayed. So we represent in 60 countries are participating, but we are representing the Indian pavilion, and therefore we have taken this. And then to represent India as not only India, we are using an Indian pavilion, but we are inviting all people from the world to experience, co-realize with us. So here, 15 to 17, we have this in the pavilion. Every evening from 4 to 9, we will have the conference inside the pavilion, in the conference hall, on all 3 days. And then after that, one of the days we'll have the awards. We're going to honor and give awards to all the people who have, indigenous people who have contributed to this world. So we want to empower them by giving them some awards. They are nominated. So then the 3 days we will have retreat, 18, 19, 20 we'll have retreat, and 21st, they return. So it's like a 1 week program. It's almost like 5 to 6 days program. So that is the whole thing. So people who wanted to, so you can get info@vetha.org, info Gmail, or you can talk to, this email also, Primila@vv, or you can contact directly, info@vetha.org is also, if you want, or you can note down the numbers also, you can directly contact some further information. Okay, so the whole idea is all the people across the world. We have a special conference for the kids. So kids means I'm talking about, I shouldn't be saying like youth. So youth conference will be on the 17th evening, and you can have your child come there and present in the conference, and they can also, we have an activity area where we can continuously, they'll be doing some activity. You can do some ancient magic, ancient dance, Carnatic, any other activity, or you can bring up some project. There are a lot of things happening there. So some activity will keep on going to attract people. There's a rice, one person we as an expert, they're bringing him, he can draw, like you can write 400 Sanskrit word in one rice grain. So this is ancient knowledge. So like that, without using any microscope or anything, he is able to write. And then if you look into the microscope, we blow it up, we can see all the 400 words clearly. So like this, we are bringing some of the experts from different parts of the world, and it's going to be a lot of fun, So we're going to visit some places, and we'll be doing some wonderful entertainment. It's a very conscious entertainment, I can say. It's not very academic based, but this is a academic for you to present, your children, for everybody, there'll be academic value to put it in your resume. So you all are welcome. Come and attend this. We already are, we have today, around 250 people are registering in India. They are, booking the tickets. And here already I have 40 people, today we booked some of them. So we're going to book more tickets. So tomorrow morning I'm going to book 40 tickets from US. So people who wanted to come, you just approach. We're working out all the cost wise also. It's very, very affordable, very easily. You can come to this conference. Okay, we are making it possible. So the more people, more excitement, more fun. We're giving opportunity to everyone. So we have 6 days. We have a lot of opportunity. You can bring your kid, explore them. We're giving them, if they're practicing ancient science, they're good. We're going to award them. We're going to give them a reward, empower them. We're going to empower them. Right? Shanuji, think about it. Okay. So we want to encourage them. We want to encourage kids, alternative traditions, every other traditions. The last time we have given for Zimbabwe, one kid from Zimbabwe, one from US, one from India, So we empowered them. They are like the main leaders for our last program. They were kids, every ministers and all were there. We told they are our heroes. They are not the heroes. We see our ministers, all these government people are, for us, they are secondary. We want real people who are really serving. Service is our important thing for them. We value that. So we will empower them. So this is a great opportunity for them. They can present, they will give them chance to present their posters. They can present their, and they can give a talk for 10-12 minutes, in the conference hall. Many children will be doing it, and we're going to invite the local children also from there. And we will also have them receive the award. Somebody need to nominate from here, and then it's going to be resume. We also giving them the voluntary service award, President's voluntary service award, because this is voluntary work. They're coming there, so that time also will be measured for your credits. They're going to US schools, right? So it's very valuable for them. If you have a kid around, you have a children, youth, teenager, great opportunity. Even if they are bigger, 20-25 years, they are fine. Still, it's worth. Okay, we'll teach them co-realization, how to do this. So we're going to grow that way, exponentially. Next conference will, after immediately 25th, we'll have a conference in Nigeria. We're planning to go to UK, and then, again to UNO. Then we're going to next conference will be in Malaysia in April. After that in USA in September. Then we have for 5 years we put the conference, and it will keep on exponentially growing. More number of people coming and attending this, and more number of people co-realizing. We want these people to permanently stick to us because we are binding, we are creating this binding energy. Okay, because there is no leader here. Remember, there is no leader. It's only that energy which is binding. So they feel empowered because whoever join, they become the leaders. That's how we are taking this. It's not like initially, we have all the models are like there is one center and everybody gets attracted to the center. It's a failure model. No one center. One center is empty space. So we want to co-realize around that. And all this heroism and other things will vanish. That's the ego. So that's how we are looking at this. Okay. So any questions? Any questions on this last one? Yes. Shadaji, go ahead, please.
Hello, Dr. Shan. My question is, if the student wants to present and the travel is not possible, can they record their presentation and send it, or it has to be in person?
Lot of people are going from New York, and there are people who can take them. If you cannot go, they will take them safely. Because we have some few leaders who are taking them. Many Bharatanatyam students are coming from US, at least 20 of them. So they all are very young ones. So they can go with, we'll have like 2-3 people taking care of them. The security, everything will be there. Okay, number one. So it's not going to be expensive also. As I'm telling, we are only charging for minimum tickets. Everything we are going to match. We are looking for some matching funding so that is taken care by others. So it's not going to be expensive. So I can give you the details about that. So if you want to do it from here, they can present. I'm not saying they cannot present. Still you can nominate and somebody else can do all these things. It's possible. I'm not saying, but the fun is they will be missing. They're going to be real time with friends, they'll make new friends. We'll teach them how to co-realize, make new friends. They permanently get binded. This is the only thing they will be talking. They're connecting only with this. They may have other things in life. Once in a year, if they want to connect, this is the way they get connected. Every year they will have this culture. Okay, we'll go to this conference. So automatically their thought process will change. And you wanted to have the kids, engaged in this kind of thing because this takes them to their own roots, empowering them. What is inside them, their DNA, is only coming out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. If no questions, we can conclude. Still the time. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all then. See you in next week.